Dove Cameron has always believed in moments that feel larger than coincidence, and her experience landing the lead role in the psychological thriller series 56 Days stands out as one of the most profound examples of fate at work in her career. The show, an adaptation of Catherine Ryan Howard's gripping novel of the same name, plunges viewers into a world of intense romance, mystery, and sudden tragedy. Cameron portrays Ciara, a woman who meets Oliver, played by Avan Jogia, in an ordinary grocery store encounter that quickly blossoms into a passionate relationship. What begins as whirlwind love spirals into horror when a dead body is discovered in their shared apartment exactly 56 days after they first crossed paths. The premise demands a performer capable of balancing vulnerability, sensuality, and psychological depth, qualities that Cameron brings to the screen with remarkable nuance. What makes this casting particularly special for Cameron is not just the material itself, but the deeply personal, almost surreal backstory that led her to the project. Reflecting on how she secured the role, Cameron describes it as a very challenging show that pushed her in new directions as an actor. Yet, beneath the difficulty lay an undeniable sense of alignment, as if the universe had orchestrated events long in advance. She recounts a connection that stretches back 16 years, to when she was just 14 years old and auditioning for a television series created by Karen Usher. That project was a high-concept drama about a young girl whose father, a spy, mysteriously vanishes, forcing her to draw on inherited skills to uncover the truth. It carried echoes of films like Hannah, with its blend of action, intrigue, and coming-of-age elements, and it was being developed for Fox at a time when Cameron was still early in her journey toward stardom, well before her Disney Channel breakthrough. During those auditions, Usher took a strong interest in the young performer. She advocated passionately for Cameron, even going so far as to rewrite portions of the material to better suit her strengths and increase her chances of landing the part. Despite that support, the producers ultimately chose someone else, and the opportunity slipped away. Cameron moved forward, building a career that included starring roles in family-friendly programming, music releases that showcased her evolving artistry, and a gradual shift toward more mature, complex projects. Years passed, and the memory of that early near-miss faded into the background, until, out of nowhere, Usher reached out again after more than a decade and a half of silence. The message was simple yet staggering. Usher remembered Cameron vividly from those childhood auditions and had always regretted not working with her. Now, as the co-creator of 56 Days alongside Lisa Zwirling, she wanted Cameron for the pivotal role of Ciara. Cameron's reaction was one of disbelief mixed with exhilaration. "What the F?" she recalls thinking, describing the moment as a Hollywood fever dream. It felt like a full-circle return, a validation of talent noticed long ago but only now finding its perfect outlet. Usher sent over the script, and Cameron was immediately struck by its quality. She calls it one of the best scripts she had read in years, packed with elements she had never fully explored before: intense emotional layers, moral ambiguity, erotic tension, and the slow unraveling of trust in a relationship. At the time, Cameron was in a transitional phase professionally and personally. She had recently completed work on her debut album, pouring her energy into songwriting and production, but the release timeline remained uncertain. With a window of availability opening up and a growing desire to challenge herself beyond previous roles, the timing felt impeccable. She describes it as the universe intervening, a rare instance where professional opportunity aligned perfectly with her readiness to take risks. Accepting the part meant stepping into uncharted territory, portraying a character whose charm masks deeper complexities, whose choices drive the narrative toward darkness. The physical and emotional demands were significant, requiring her to convey both the intoxicating rush of new love and the creeping dread that follows. In public reflections around the show's premiere on Prime Video, Cameron expressed profound attachment to Ciara. She wrote on social media about how deeply the character resonated, calling her "my girl, my world," and noting that there was too much to say about what Ciara represented in her life to fit into a single post. The role allowed Cameron to showcase growth as an actress, shedding lighter, more youthful personas for something rawer and more adult-oriented. Her chemistry with Jogia became a cornerstone of the series, built on mutual trust and support during filming. They looked out for each other on set, fostering a safe environment amid intense scenes. Cameron's journey with 56 Days underscores a broader theme in her career: persistence through rejection, the power of lasting impressions, and the magic that can occur when past efforts unexpectedly bear fruit. What began as a missed opportunity at 14 evolved into a defining project at 30, proving that some connections are meant to wait for the right moment to flourish.